Hope Lando doesn't bark.
You hope Lando what?
I hope Lando stays quiet because Tom will be coming home soon, very shortly, and then he
God.
might tell us all that someone's at the door. Good guard dog.
Well, at least he's doing his job properly.
Yeah, sometimes.
It's good. Cool. Last one before the Easter break and before I have my week off. Although, when is it that you're away?
The week after,
The
eight,
week after.
well,
Yeah.
9th to the 12th, like we're just a couple of days. It's not
Yeah.
not a proper week.
But we'll be back next week. I am still going to do check-ins and stuff next week. Cool. So this one, not really any questions to deal with. The only thing we were going to go through was just a few things on Easter. Now, I know I've put a few stuff, bits and bobs on my socials about Easter, and there's been loads of stuff on. There was a good one on, I don't know if you saw the Fitness Chef did a little one about Easter chocolate and some stuff on there. It's a bit of an odd one because I don't know. People worry about gaining huge amounts of weight over the Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I kind of said is that we've got to have this realization that weight gain, first of all, weight gain does not equal fat gain. That's the first thing there. And the second thing is that to understand that, yes, we can put weight on quite easily, but 95%, and that's a made up figure, but it's just to illustrate the fact that it is the majority of the majority of weight fluctuations, particularly large weight fluctuations, is going to be water.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then most of the rest of it is going to be volume of food, undigested food in the intestines. And then there's a small percentage of fat. And there was actually a study, I can't remember the full title of it, but they did an experiment on measuring or quantifying fat gain in people who overconsume calories. And I think on average, they found that it was only about 40% of excess calories consumed over prolonged periods of time as well. So this isn't just like a short weekend. This is over a period of, I think the study was done over 8 weeks. So only 40% of excess calories over 8 weeks were stored as fat. And we need to remember that to gain 1 pound is 3,500 calories.
Yeah.
In theory. But if we're only going to store 40, say 50% maximum, then actually to gain 1 pound of fat, you would have to consume 7,000 calories on top of your maintenance calories.
Which is good effort.
Is a good effort. I mean, for most people, you're looking at, so let's say your maintenance is 2,000 to 2,500 calories. You've got to consume nearly 10,000 calories to gain a pound of fat. Yeah.
And to put that into a bit more context, if you go out for like a burger, you can still only be talking like, I mean, I say only like 1,200 to 1,300 calories in that meal. So that's like 9 of them, like 8, 9 of them.
You're looking
to
at
be able to gain that 1 pound, and no one's eating that much. Like it's difficult to do. Your body won't want you to be eating that much.
No, and that again over a prolonged period of time. So if you do it in one day, our body has loads and loads of compensating mechanisms. If you overconsume on food, the first thing it's going to do is take the carbohydrates and ram them into the muscles. It's going to store them as glycogen within your muscles and your liver, and it will overstore them as well. So it will really try and ram them in there. It's going to use things like proteins to top up any kind of enzyme, hormone production, muscle protein synthesis. It will then try and use excess energy in terms of movement, get you to burn it off. So your NEAT increases. And then whatever's left, it will then try and store as fat. And so that, in one day, you would probably if you overconsumed a huge amount of calories, then you're probably looking at 90% of them being used for all sorts of other processes before the body even considers storing them as fat. So one day or even 2 days of overconsumption is going to make very, very little difference to your body composition. Will it cause an increase on the scales? Yeah, because if you overconsume, you've got more food, more water, all that sort of stuff. Yes, your weight will go up, but it does not mean that your fat is going to go up. And that's the first thing to understand. And I think if you do get your head around that, that then helps with all the other issues around guilt and things like that. Because I've seen so many different takes on how to approach Easter and talking about chocolate and stuff. I've seen, there was a guy that I follow, I think his name's, the page is Francis Diet. I can't remember the guy's name now, but he goes on about, no, you shouldn't eat chocolate. If you're wanting to lose weight, you shouldn't eat chocolate because, and I get his point. His point was, we need to learn to include these things within our diet. But if you are currently trying to lose weight, it's probably because you couldn't moderate chocolate intake.
Absolutely.
So doing it on a day where, you're kind of encouraged to overindulge could lead to feelings of guilt, which could lead to binges. And I get his point, absolutely. But I think he's gone too far one way.
Yeah. You can see there's other posts and other takes where people have said, like, I'm talking over the past month, saying that if you're someone that would potentially struggle and you feel like that could be you, where on that one day you would then have that tendency to completely overconsume, to start eating your Easter chocolates way in advance and to start moderating them. And I think that's where we've spoken about so many times, like, I'll include chocolate pretty much every day. But I've also still got an Easter egg in my cupboard from last year. I've still got Christmas chocolates in the house, and I have friends come around, they're like, you're so weird, how are they still there? And I'm like, because I have permission to eat them, but I don't want them right now, so I'm not going to. I think that's the thing. It's knowing what's going to work best for you. And if you are someone that has that tendency to overconsume, then yes, allowing yourself can help, and then learning when to stop. But like you say, for other people, that might be not having the Easter chocolate for this year, because it may turn into over a few days where you are going to overindulge, and then you'll feel like you've set yourself back and you struggle to get back into your usual routine. So it's very personal, and like you say, I think people can go too far one way, too far the other. And I think it's understanding your body and what you think is going to work best for you personally is your best approach.
Yeah, it is 100% agree with that. And I think you can't just put a blanket. You've got to, there's got to be knowledge around it. You've got to have understanding around it. And the information that I've put out is based around, this idea that we think a single Cadbury's cream egg of 180 calories is going to make us fat. No, overconsumption of chocolate is what will do that. Overconsumption of calories, and it's not even the chocolate; it's calories that will do that. But then it's the difficulty is understanding the psychology behind it, and that's what a lot of people forget. It's not as simple. Fat loss and fat gain is as simple as calories in versus calories out. Overconsume, you're going to gain fat. In a deficit, you're going to lose it. It's the psychology around our relationship with food that's going to underpin whether we're successful or not with that. And like you say, if you are somebody who at the moment cannot control themselves around chocolate, then perhaps not having it in the house is a good strategy. However, if you've got kids, that's not possible. So you've then got to think of other strategies. It might well be that you say to them, right, I need you to hide that chocolate, or you put it out of sight, or you put it in. But I mean, that's one thing that actually stops me. So with Easter, I'm not actually having an Easter egg. When me and Rosie aren't buying Easter eggs for each other, because we know that we will devour them all in one day. But the kids can have them because that's theirs, and I won't eat that because I know it's theirs.
Yeah, that's the other way, isn't it? Even if you allow yourself, if you're getting them for the children, and you think, oh, I'm going to be really upset if they've got theirs and I'm going to want one, buy yourself a small one and be like, right, that's mine, but that's theirs. And knowing that that's not yours to eat because it's for them, but you've got
it's something. It's something that will, but it doesn't always work with everybody. But that's one strategy that might work. Excuse me. It's finding something that will work for you, and if you can't have that, have an alternative. So it's those things. I mean, I put the other thing I put up, and it's a reel that's gone up today, is just a few other things as well around managing that. I mean, understand it's one day. I mean, this is the other thing as well. People like go, well, I'm just going to eat all my chocolate and then it's gone. Again, that's not necessarily the best way of doing it. It's the same as oh, we've got all the Christmas food in the house. We're going to eat all of that, and then the 1st of January, we start.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'm starting the diet on Monday, and we've got all this food. I'm going to eat all of this over the weekend. Diet starts. It's the same principle. So it may well be, well, you don't have to eat it all. You can save it. So there's things there as well. But I think there's 5 things that I kind of think about when it comes to Easter, and this is something that helped me. The first one is understand that you are allowed, as you said, you have permission to eat any food.
Yeah.
But that's not the same as eating all food.
Yeah.
So yes, you have permission to eat that chocolate. And for most people, cutting it out completely is not the best way forward. Temporarily, maybe, but not for forever. The second thing I remember is that moderation is key. So I always ask myself the question, what will the next bite, what will the next sip, what will the next mouthful give me that the last one didn't?
Yeah.
And if I'm, for example, if I have a mouthful, oh, I really enjoyed that, I'm going to have another one. Great. And then the third one, it's like, yeah, this is just getting a bit samey now.
Yeah.
Stop. Because if you're not getting as much enjoyment or as more enjoyment, stop. And I know there's a few people who say that. Emma Storey-Gordon's one who uses that philosophy, and a few of the other guys that I kind of respect and follow on social media are the same. Third one, be active.
Yeah.
But this is not to burn calories. This is just as a distraction. So I don't know, but what's your take on all these posts where they say you eat an Easter egg and you've got to go for a run for 2 hours?
I was actually told a story about this will make you mad, Will. I'm really sorry. That PT that had a client who came in, they're giving them their diet plan, they're coming for their session, how are you getting on? And they told their PT, oh, I ate, let's say like a Mars bar or something, or like a couple of some things that weren't on their meal plan. This PT made that client sit on the rower and row until they burn that number of calories so that they would learn not to do that. And when I was told this, I was like, you're lying to me. They weren't. But to me, that's the wrong approach. Like we don't exercise to burn calories. We exercise for all the other reasons that it gives us. I will be working out Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's terrifying me. I'm actually training a bodybuilding gym on Sunday, and I've never been scared of the imposter syndrome that's coming my way. But I'm still going to do it, and I know that I'll enjoy it because it'll be a new environment. There'll be different equipment, there'll be new things to try, and I'm going because I want to. I'm also training tomorrow because that's in my routine. I've got time to train. I'm off work this weekend, which is a novelty, and I'm going to make the most of the fact that I get to move. I'm excited to train, but I'm doing it because I want to. I'll also be taking Lando out for a long walk because I can. I can get the dog out, I can go for a nice walk with him and enjoy that, but I'm doing it because I have the privilege to be able to do that and because I want to, not because I'm definitely going to eat some Easter chocolate this weekend and I need to burn those calories. And I think that's the approach to take. Like, we don't think of all the other benefits that exercise gives you. Don't focus on burning the calories. And exercise isn't just burning calories in a gym, running on a treadmill or whatever it is. That is going for walks, it's doing yoga, it's moving your body, like you say, it's just being active.
Yeah, the other thing with exercise is that for me it's a positive behavior that then encourages other positive behavior.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So if I've been out and if I'm exercising, it's like, look, I'm exercising, so I need to fuel my body in a way that makes me perform better in the gym, makes me feel better. And this is a conversation I've had a few times today with clients one-to-one, and it's like, enjoy the chocolate, enjoy the family meals, enjoy your Sunday roast, absolutely. Don't kind of restrict yourself, but remember how you feel, because this is a comment I get a lot, especially from when we've had somebody who's transformed their diet where they're eating, because I've trained clients who were having 4 or 5 takeaways a week, and then they've suddenly transformed the diet, so they're eating mostly whole foods with some of the fun stuff. So they're eating like lean meats, lots of veg, good complex carbs. Then they eat stuff like a lot of chocolate or a very rich meal, and it's like, oh, I just feel bleh.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, it's because your body is now used to a certain way of eating, and you're now giving it stuff that's highly calorific, highly processed in a lot of
Yeah.
instances. And again, not demonizing processed foods, but it's different, and you don't feel great. So remember that.
Yeah.
So that when you're eating these foods, it's like you don't feel guilty. Just say, actually, this is a reminder why I eat, more whole food now, because I feel better, because I sleep better, because I move better. That's the way to look at it. So for me, and I'm going to train tomorrow and Sunday as well, Sunday morning, before I go to my mum's for the Easter egg hunt. Again, it encourages positive behavior, encourages more positive behavior. It actually stops me from overindulging, because I think, you know what, I've been to the gym. What's the point in doing that and then blowing it by smashing 10 Easter eggs?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's the same when you train. You come home, and I'll be like, right, I'll fuel my body back up with, one of my protein smoothies and some carbs and all of those things, because you've trained. So your body needs to refuel, and like you say, there's positive habits from that one, rather than looking at it as like, oh, well, I've done that workout and now I've earned the Easter egg, or I've earned that food. Like you say, you want to fuel your body back up in the right way,
and the way I'm feeling right now as well, I know that although I do, and we were saying before we came on, I did have a feel sorry moment for myself last night.
And we all do, yeah.
Yeah, but I do know that if I'm feeling, because I've got a bit of a cold and a cough, actually, I want good food.
Yeah.
And I've made sure that I've had quite a bit of fruit today. I've had a few apples, I've had a banana. I've taken my supplements, my vitamin D and my creatine. I've had lots of veg, so I've had a load of veg in my meal prep. I've had overnight oats with fruit in this morning. So I've had some good food because I know it makes me feel better. Yes, I've had some comfort food. I have had a piece of chocolate because, again, emotionally, it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
But I think that's the way to kind of look at it as well. So, yeah, yes, you're allowed to eat these things, but practice moderation. Get out and exercise. Absolutely get out and exercise. Because, again, it does kind of make you feel better. I can't remember what the other two are now off the top of my head. What did I say? Other things as well. I mean, if don't necessarily need to have chocolate. So we said there is like, perhaps not have it in the house. Ask for alternatives. And this is, I know that last year my mum didn't want chocolate, so I bought her flowers. She said I wanted flowers, so I did that for her. But ultimately, we've got to remember as well that Easter is just one day.
Yeah.
And it's like Christmas. Christmas is one day. We said it before. Christmas is one day. Easter is one day.
Yeah.
Your birthday is one day. Wow. You're allowed to enjoy. I am not one of these people. I've got a birthday weekend or
birthday
a birthday week.
Birthday week,
no, one day. But these people who say I've got a birthday month or
month's a long
birthday week. These events are maybe 2 days, and it's like a holiday. Yes, that's a week, but it's a short period of time, and across the whole year, if you take all these events, so Christmas, Easter, birthdays, it could have a couple of celebrations. You're probably talking 10, 15, maybe 20 days out of 365. It's 5-6% of the year.
Yeah, it's not a lot. You can enjoy it however you want.
It. And then the rest of the time, you eat a normal, healthy, balanced diet. That's what's going to determine your progress.
And get back to it is the thing, isn't it? Enjoy it for the day and then get back to your usual routine, whatever that looks like for you, whatever that next day consists of, usually for you, get back to that. Have your meals prepped ready and And I
think that's the thing. And I've said that in some of the check-ins this week is plan the week. Yes, you've got the bank holiday weekend, but plan Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Don't just go, oh, it's a short week, I'll wing it.
Yeah.
Plan it, because if you wing it, you are going to slip. So tomorrow, before Saturday, Easter Saturday, before the Sunday, Monday kind of festivities, get your plan in place for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
Then you can enjoy Sunday, Monday, absolutely, and then you're ready for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the week ahead. Yeah, absolutely. And it's going back to that thing, consistency, and then never missing twice.
Yeah.
a really, really big thing. Yeah, enjoy it, you know, and I think you've got to find there's loads of people with all sorts of input, as we said.
Yeah.
You've got to find what works for you, whether that is allow yourself the day to enjoy it and then back on plan, whether it is actually no, I can't enjoy it because I'm going to overeat and I'll find it difficult to get back on track. You have to figure that out for yourself.
Yeah.
Whichever works for you, go with that. There isn't a right or wrong answer. Go with it. But the key is don't feel guilty. If you do have the chocolate, enjoy it. If you don't want the chocolate, absolutely fine. Don't feel bad for that. But also don't let other people, whatever you decide to do, don't let other people say to you, because that really frustrates me. It's when they say, oh, should you be eating that? Or go on, have some chocolate. Don't be a spoilsport. You're doing it for you. Whatever your decision is, you're doing it for you. And, you know, sod other people. Sod them.
You will learn. I think it's one thing I've learned is for me, that's what it's like with alcohol in my family. I'm the weirdo because I don't drink. And I've just had it at my mum's this evening. We're there tomorrow, and one of them, my brother's girlfriend, he's picking up from work at like 9 o'clock. And I said, well, I'll come get you. No, don't worry. And I'm like, I won't be drinking. It's fine. You know, all the others will. I can come and get you because I won't be. And I don't feel like I can't drink because I've said I'll come and pick you up, but I won't be anyway. So it won't change anything. But it's taken a long time. But I promise you all, they'll eventually give up on asking you and calling you boring, because they'll just accept that actually that's a part of you. That's your decision. And you've just got to stay strong with it and be like, no, this is my decision for me. It's my body. This is how I want to look after it.
There's a really good strategy, and I started using when I started changing my eating habits, and I gave up drink for a couple of years, about 4 or 5 years ago. Didn't drink at all for 2 years, and I got a lot of people sort of saying, you know, oh, don't be boring, drink, and you know, oh, why aren't you having a drink? And my response would be, why are you so interested? What is it? You know, and I'd ask them, and and it's not even a kind of a defensive question. It's like, oh, why do you want to know? It's just a genuine question. I'm saying, look, genuinely, why do you want to know why I'm not drinking? Why do you want to know why I don't join in? And they're like, oh, just and either they would be, oh, no reason, and they just leave it, or they would genuinely. I'd honestly get some people going, actually, I want to know how you know, you're not drinking, how are you managing it? And it's the same with eating, you know, when people sort of say, oh,
the same with chocolate.
Why don't you have, you know, we go out, oh, why don't you have a burger and chips? I don't want. Why do you, you know, why aren't you having the kebab on the way home from the pub? why is that important? Why do you need to know?
And it will be, that's another really good strategy to manage it, is if you do get people that start questioning, like, well, what difference is it making to you, and why do you
because I think and again, these people, they say these things, especially around alcohol and especially around healthy eating. They will try, and it's because if you are doing something that they perhaps feel that they should be doing, they don't like looking at themselves, and they don't like being made to look silly, maybe, or made to feel guilty. So they try and bring you down to their level. And if you just keep, like you say, if you just stay firm, then eventually they will accept it. I always say there's 4 stages. I've said this to a few people. There's kind of 4 stages around it. You'll get the sabotage. So they'll try and sabotage you. Then you get this kind of what's the next step? It's kind of sabotage where they try and bring you down. Then it's the kind of you know, oh, I wish I could be like you. Then it's kind of the final stage is they ask you for your help. Actually kind of sort of say, oh, how did you do it? So it's sabotage, wish I could be like you, how did you do it, can you help me? Those are the kind of the 4 stages. You can tell my brain's not working today.
It's done, it's ready for Easter, Will.
It's ready for a week off. I think we've kind of covered everything on that one.
I think so. Definitely.
But the key thing is enjoy yourself. Do what you need to enjoy yourself. Don't feel guilty.
It's going to be best for you. Don't feel guilty for whichever decision you make, whether you eat chocolate, whether you don't eat chocolate.
Don't let anybody else make you feel guilty. Don't let anybody else make you feel the odd one out. I mean, it's really it annoys me that actually, if you are eating healthily and doing things for your health is seen as weird. Really, it annoys me. You know, when the norm is to overindulge, eat processed food all the time, overconsume alcohol, overconsume chocolate, when that's seen as the norm, there's something wrong. So do what you want to do in moderation, practice your moderation if you need to with your chocolate, or avoid it completely, ignore other people's opinions, and then move on with it and start afresh back into the routine, either Monday or Tuesday, whichever day is best for you.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right then, guys. Have a great Easter weekend. We will be back next week for the Q&A as per, but I'm going to enjoy a few days off with my sons and some rest.
Yes, well, you enjoy.
Will do. All right then, guys. We'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.
Bye.